Okay, we're back with you guys. We've been doing a lot of different stuff. Let me step over in this corner. I gotta show you guys some things and then we'll go over what we're doing today. We've been doing a lot of repairs on vehicles. We haven't really posted anything because I'm back in a kind of unhealthy situation, but I'm still working. Anyways, so we gotten in here and we've kind of progressed here. We got the swamp chlorine like we showed you guys last time, and then I started framing the bathroom out. We're doing the old shop bathroom with the raised floor because the pipe was brought in. I didn't do this. I would have brought it through the concrete if I was going to spend all the time to do it, but it was already here coming through the wall, so we had to cheat up like 11 inches. All this stuff is going in there. It's tile flooring and toilet and stuff, so that'll be out the way. And then this is going to be the wife's hair cutting section. We're going to design all this into a hair studio. And then, like we showed you guys before, we got the you know, tattoo section going. We also had a family thing that came up, and I'll just say what it is because, you know, you're gonna see it in the videos anyway eventually. So here's what happened. This was our cousin. We'll give a shout out to him. He was a Marine to the end, and a good man, and very young, and very sad situation. I'm not going to go into that, but we lost him, so we had to take a trip up to Idaho, and it costs a bunch of money and time, and that's why we also didn't post a bunch of stuff. But we have this going on too. We'll show some videos. We're going to be fixing an impeller, which is this little piece right here on a boat prop. It fits into this piece right here, and the one we have doesn't seem to really fit, so I'm kind of questioning it, and I gotta find someone who does impellers and knows why it's not fitting exact, like if the fins need to flex a little when you put it in or not. I have no idea, or the person I got the boat from bought the wrong part. We got our paint stuff still here, like typical. We're selling the wood stove. We're not going to do that idea. Trike's coming along. We're getting room materials cleaned up. And then we got the automotive wall now, which is the chest. We did more. Come down here, we got sandblaster, engine stand, ramps, which we got to get those out, jacks. And then we put all the welding stuff and stuff back in here, and the plasma. And then we have the biggest part, which was we moved a bookshelf out of my house that we're no longer using to here, and we're utilizing it to be more organized with oils and cleaners and stuff like that. So more organization equals more efficiency, which equals quicker turnouts, which equal higher turnover on your profits. So that's the tech tip of the day, I guess, would be to be organized. I'm sure we all know that. So today what we're doing, well, that stuff's got to go in the truck, is we're going to show you guys here. So we got the white Jeep back. We already got a question on it today, this morning, from a previous video. But so we did the valve cover gaskets. They were needed, but that was not quite the leak. So we came into here and found out that, well, actually, I'm going to start taking this apart. I'm going to take this off. This is your mass sensor right here, and I'm going to take it off because I'm taking this tube off. And anyways, so what we found out is that the leak was actually, the leak that was causing the problem, to let you guys know, was the PCV valve gasket, because it didn't come in the kit with the valve cover gaskets, so we reused the one that was on there. And the reason that is, guys, is that you can't get those gaskets in a kit. They come with the PCV valve. You have to buy it as a unit. Hold on, I'm looking for a 8 mil here. You have to buy it as a unit from the dealer or like O'Reilly's or somebody. And I'm going to go over a few things about it because when I did it, it was quite confusing. The whole, I'm going to get in here because I want to show you guys kind of where everything is, and I gotta get this out anyway, so excuse me for a minute because I don't typically take you guys on a wrenching adventure. I try and get straight to the point and solve your issues and give you the answers. But there's a few things I'm gonna point out and why I did some things a little different this time around on this side, because I didn't redo both sides because the leak only, there was no leak. There was no leak on the other side to begin with. We did not resolve the leak on the passenger side that was dripping onto the O2 sensor. So we did this time though. So I'm going to explain what we found out. Sorry about the little wrenching adventure and pulling stuff that's in the way. This is all right. So I'm gonna explain this something. Number one, see this plastic. Okay, now come on, watch this. We'll go into that. That's a motor mount, but look, plastic. Okay, let me show you something else. Plastic intake, plastic valve covers, just plastic oil filter housing. Okay, plastic, you know, thermostat housing, and just, I mean, that's how frustrated I am with this, because here's the problem. This is an engine block right down here. We all know this. Here's your heads, here's your valve covers. They sit right on top of the head, and this is attached to there. This is attached to the top of the block. You know, this is attached to the top of the block. This is attached to another piece of plastic that's attached to the top of the block. So here's the problem. All this stuff here gets hot because it's attached to the motor, and it's plastic, and it's gonna warp, and it's gonna, so you're gonna have some problems. So here, this side, I didn't use no RTV as a backup. This side I did the second time around, and I'm gonna explain why. Anyway, so this side never leaked, and it didn't leak this time around. There's a little less going on here on this end. I mean, it's kind of designed the same, but nothing was leaking. This side started leaking again, and what we found out was that in the kit you got these camshaft position sensors or timing sensors, I believe, because each of these has a timing chain inside here. So I think these are either called timing sensors or camshaft position sensor. I don't think that's the position sensor though, because this is a camshaft position sensor. This might be a timing sensor for this timing chain that's in here. I'd have to look that up for you guys. But anyways, nonetheless, this right here was leaking, this camshaft sensor. And then back here you see this orange back in here. That's a PCV valve in the back, and it goes into the back. And I'll show you what they look like roughly, because the new ones, that's what I'm going to get into with you guys, is the new one. It looks like this. It doesn't look like the old one, because the old one has a 3-bolt positions, and I'll explain the differences. So this is an aftermarket. So this one would go in there like that, right, like this. It would go into the back, boom, like that. And this would be facing up, and it should be facing this way. That's number one. This is made by Dorman. Okay, I'll give you the part number. And then the other thing is there's another bolt. I'll show you. Let me set this down so I can show you. So the original, you had another bolt, right? here. Okay, so there's a little plastic arm that comes off and there's a bolt. And you have 1, 2, 3, and that's the way they come out. And they're a T25. Okay, so what I did is this little gasket here was out. See this one that goes around? And you could pull it out of here and whatever. You can't get it though without buying the whole part. And I wish I could kind of show you what was going on, but I'm not going to be able to. But right here on this section right here, I don't know if you guys can see that because I can't see in this lighting, but right here, right there, see how it's like a little wavy looking, or it just looks damaged. So anyways, these are known for getting damaged, and to get that gasket and put it in the original, it was 43 bucks. Here's the part number, so you guys have it. Whatever, you know, it's a nightmare just to pay that much for a gasket that comes out. That should just be available, because really the PCV valve isn't that bad that was in there. It's just, or what they call an oil separator, I guess, or something like that. Anyway, and then what we're doing today is we're doing this motor mount I pointed out. And the other point is, when you get these manuals, they have an 05 through 09 and a 14 through 19, but they don't have nothing between. You're gonna have to look for this guy here, because as well, unless you need the other ones also. But this one goes 05 to 19. I think they smashed them both together eventually, but that's the one I bought, and it has this 3.6 motor in it. So today we're taking out the alternator. Somebody did some wiring here. They bypassed the alternator to here because these are known for having the alternator overcharging the system, and then you get a high voltage code. And so there was a guy here local that does electric, did this for my client, which is, this is my uncle, but he's a client too. He brings a lot of cars to me. But anyways, so they wired this in. This red wire goes to here like this, and the yellow wire there that comes off it, they're going to there. And then you got this orange wire here, and that was already existing with a fuse block, but it's got a bear showing, so I gotta fix that. Anyways, and then that's like that, and then they wire down through there, and I don't know if I can give you a good view, but we'll try. Let's see if we can turn on a light going down, and this is the mess we gotta clean up. So I don't know how well I'm showing you that by holding you down there, but it's a mess. So there's, somehow this thing wires in. It helps you bypass the computer here, so you stop getting high voltage readings. But here's the kicker: they did all that work, and it still has a code for high voltage, and it's still throwing a code. And they've been through 4 alternators that kept frying because of everything. They're just, these Jeeps are not really known for good design. So we gotta pull that out anyway and fix all that mess. We're trying to figure out this electrical problem that they're having and the real fix for it, not some bandage, which is this box, which I don't know if the box is fried, because I gotta figure out how to test it. And then it's either that's fried or the alternator's bad again. But then when you hook your, you know, your battery tester here to check your alternator, it says it's good, because I think by that going, the alternator going through the box, it's giving the tester a false reading at the post or something like that, and the alternator might be bad again. And then behind that is the motor mount we're doing anyway. That's why I was taking all this off and kind of clearing a spot to get in there. We gotta get this up on the ramps and go to town on that motor mount. The other thing is when I went down on these 2011 models, both sides motor mounts are pretty much exactly the same as this from what I found. I found a video, a gentleman's tearing out a whole motor, this particular engine. And but when you go to O'Reilly's, you ask them for the part, they're going to try and say there's a position A and B, and that this is different than the other side. The other side has 3 bolts, but it doesn't. So that's just at O'Reilly's, and I'm not ragging on them because I still go to O'Reilly's. That's my place to go, my common spot, because they're right down the road from me, and you know, that's life. It's not always people gonna be right. So anyways, that's what we're getting into. That's what we've been doing in the shop, and we're just keep on moving, guys, like always, and peace and prosperity to all. Up with the participators and down with the haters, all that good stuff, because we're trying to keep pushing in life. People out there aren't having it easy. I'm trying to show you guys a few little pointers and things I can to, you know, help you on your vehicles, especially if you own these Chryslers, because they're a freaking nightmare. And there's the reason we don't advertise our videos to kids. And here's the part number on the motor mount, or engine mount they call it. So I have other stuff stored in there right now though. And yeah, I mean, you guys keep pushing out there, keep getting it. I know you guys are out there getting it done, and as long as you keep doing that, you're gonna be all right. Times are hard, and we all gotta work through it and find our pathway to the other end of no stress again. I got lights to install. That's another thing that we got coming up too. I'll show you. We got some free lighting my father-in-law gave me for the shop. It's 4 big square LEDs. They're like 1 foot by 1 foot square, and maybe a little bigger, and they put out 3,000 lumen, something like that, which is not too bad. It's gonna give a lot more lighting out there in the shop, and it's a good thing because one of our lights is going out anyway. And then I got mud and stuff, and we're gonna tape and mud this when we get everything done. We're always progressing, guys. That's the key. Number 1 is progress, 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 and never slow down. You'll be all right. So we'll let you know how things go. We'll get into the motor mount thing and maybe show you a video of the location, how we're getting it in and out if we need to. There's some other videos online about it, but you know, maybe we have viewers that subscribed and, you know, they're not aware of that and they just go to our channel for this stuff. We don't know. So that's why we do it, is spreading the word from other people's videos is a good thing. I'm not trying to mimic nobody, copy nobody, waste anybody's time. I'm just trying to help people out there, and that's what we should all be doing. And there you go. Have a good evening.